back with another episode of the Triggered AF podcast. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
So this one's going to be short and sweet because it is something that we've somewhat discussed before, kind of sprinkled in throughout a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
But we figured it might be a good idea just to put it all in one place. So something short and sweet for you guys, because it's just so important that we look back a little bit at some of the things that we've done and think about ways that we can do them better so that we make better decisions as we move forward.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So today we're going to talk about things that we would say to our 20-year-old self.
Yes.
So that she could make better decisions. So if you are 20, if you are young, and you are just entering the real world after high school, after college, this episode is for you.
Absolutely. And if, let's say, you're a little more experienced in the game, okay, this episode is still for you, because what we are also going to do is at the end of the episode, give you a really, really great piece of advice that you can use moving forward so that when you are 40 talking to your 30-year-old self, or 50 talking to your 40-year-old self, you are excited and honored about the ways in which you've made decisions.
Yes. So what are some of the things? What's one thing? Let's try to get 3 in if we can. Okay. What is something that you would tell your 20-year-old self?
The number one thing that I would tell my 20-year-old self is, hey, there's a thing called Amazon. Get you a brokerage account.
Ooh,
and
yes.
all the money that you get back from Pell Grants and all the things.
Financial aid. Don't go to Forever 21.
Listen, don't go to Forever 21. Don't go to Dateland Mall. Go to school in Miami. Go get that brokerage account. Deposit that money in there and buy you some Amazon stock, some Alphabet Group, aka Google stock. Like, get it. Like, but the primary is, don't just spend all your money on Forever 21 clothes. No disrespect.
I could have used that advice too, big time. Because that's when I got that little $1,000 back, I was like, "Oh, we are rich. Okay, we are going shopping. We're gonna go eat. We're gonna go do all the things." So that is great advice for 20-year-olds. Stop feeling like, oh, I should wait till I'm 30 something, or wait till I have a family to start investing in stocks. Like, that's something you should do as young as you possibly can. I believe you can buy stocks as young as what? Do you know?
You can buy stocks whenever. My 12-year-old has stocks.
Look at that. Yeah. And remember that. And if you listen to our episode with Ashley M. Fox on Money Worships Me, we know that stocks equal ownership.
It equals ownership.
Right? Something I would have told my 20-year-old self was to date up.
Oh, hallelujah.
Yeah. We would have had that conversation like really, really, really early with myself because I just felt like I was so determined to find love at a young age. And I think I should have been more intentional on creating a network, dating very wealthy men, having experiences. And I still did a lot of that, but I didn't do enough of that young enough so that I could have the freedom to kind of maybe live abroad for a year or like go here with this guy. Like, I just wish I was more intentional with my dating at that time, but not in a way that I was looking for love, in a way that I was looking for experiences.
Yes.
You know, in the safest way, obviously, but I just think being better with dating and being specific with dating men who could really offer me something that was going to shift or change my life for the better.
Besides just shift or change your insides for the night.
Yeah, like that I feel like that just would have made the world of a difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. I completely agree with that. Yeah. I didn't date very well in college. I didn't choose great partners.
Like, you're just horny, they're cute. Like, the standards were just so low. Like, they were just below the ground. Like,
below sea level?
It was absolutely. So I definitely think young women should be they should date with a lot of purpose and not intention. The purpose to marry.
Not the purpose to marry.
Not necessarily, unless that's what you're looking for, but you shouldn't be looking for that at 20 anything, right? Especially if you're younger than 25, in our opinion. You should be out exploring, figuring out what you like, figuring out what you don't like, going on trips, getting flued out, getting bagged up, like
getting investments in your company.
Your titties are never gonna sit that high again, sis.
Your stomach,
you get implants.
Unless you get implants. Your stomach may never be that flat again.
Unless you get a BBL.
I mean,
or lipo.
Unless
you have naturally. You know what I'm saying? Like, so flaunt it, work out, look your best so that you can have your pick of the litter, honey. Okay.
Yes, and understand that no matter who you are or where you are, whatever shape, size, creed, there is a butter for every bread.
Mm-hmm.
So please understand that it is in your confidence that you will always win.
Yes.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
When you are confident in who you are, I don't care what size you are, from XXL to XXS. I guess we'd have to do that opposite, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Either way, when you are confident in who you are, when you move around the world and about the world in this confident space that you know who you are the bee's knees, honey, it attracts a different thing to you. So a second thing that I definitely would have done is with one of like, 'cause I worked a job like my entire college career. And I also had good credit. So what I would have done is bought a small house that would have been building equity all these years.
Yes, I would have done that too. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's good.
Then I could have been able to take the equity from that house and just keep buying bigger and bigger and bigger houses.
So true.
Like, then I would have had a portfolio of at least by this time 5 or 6 houses.
And not thinking about your dream house at 21. And if you can't afford your dream house, you can't afford a house.
It's just a small house.
Just making an investment. It could be an apartment. It could be anything that can just, that's so good.
And it could have generated me income so that I would have had the space and place.
You could have rented it out.
That's what I mean. So that could have been income coming in. So then I can, whether or not I have a partner, I would have been able to go have all these amazing experiences and not be in such a rush to go make money because I've already got this passive income stream.
That's good. I wish I would have done that too. I wish I understood the value of home ownership at a younger age.
Yeah, and not necessarily a home that I have to live in. It literally can be
like an investment property.
My investment property.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, I wish I would have. This led us to my 20-year-old self.
Your 20-year-old self would have been real lit if you told her this. Something for me that I would have done at 20 was not be afraid to try new things, whether it was a career, whether it was travel. Like, I wish I would have tried more things.
Yes.
And not felt like I needed to figure it out and make a decision and stick with it for the rest of my life at 20. Like, I wish I was like, I don't like this, or I don't like this job. Let me leave it, as opposed to being like, I don't like this job, but it is what it is, and it makes me money, and at least I have a job, and thank God I have a job, and it's like, I wish I was like, I don't like this job. I'm through with it. I'm going to go travel. I'm going to pursue this thing. I'm going to try that thing. I've always had a little bit of an issue with feeling like I am giving up on something as opposed to just realizing I'm pivoting. So, for me, I've always had this problem where I felt like I had to stick with one thing, and if I give up, it means that I'm failing, or I'm flimsy, I'm being a jack of all trades, and it's just like, no, I wouldn't be giving up. I would be just pivoting.
Yeah, trying something new.
I would be adding. I would be trying something new. I've always been very impressed by people who have lived 1,000 lives in one life.
Yes.
Like, one of my favorite movies is Benjamin Button, because I love that he just did all the things. I love to hear people that was like, I was a chef, I was this. And we talked about this in Jack of All Trades, but there's just something so special about people who just get up and go and try. You live a much more full life. And if you are young, you should be trying all the things.
Try new things.
Do all the things. Quit the job. Do break up with the boyfriend,
or the girlfriend.
Yeah, go live abroad. Go just do all the things when you're super young. Once you have children, once you're married and your life is tied to somebody else, it makes it very difficult. You can do it, but there's just a lot more sacrifice and discomfort that comes with it that you don't have right now, and you need to maximize that.
Absolutely. I think for me, my third one would honestly be to have fun.
You don't feel like you have fun?
So yes, but just like what you said, where there are so many things that are tied to it and so many more sacrifices.
Yeah.
So for me, I think my last thing that I would have done a lot more of is have fun.
Yeah.
And I know you're probably like, girl, you have a lot of fun now. And it's yes.
I was like, you sure you didn't have enough fun?
Yes. However, the thing is now, just like you were saying, there's a lot more sacrifice that comes with it because I have a child. I have so many more responsibilities. I've got, just all the adult shit that I got to handle and manage. And it's like, if I had focused on having fun versus being focused on getting married.
Because how old were you when you got married?
I met my ex-husband at 20 and I was married by 24, but I was pregnant by 23.
Yeah. Yeah, that definitely, it delays the fun. And the fun is just harder to have. And it's similar to me. Like, just doing more, having fun, it changes the game when you're young. Because, by the time you're 30, by the time you're 40, you can settle and not feel like you missed out and not have FOMO, right? And not feel like, oh, now you're 40 in the club because you didn't get to do that at 20 because of all the things. Like, obviously, sometimes we can't control how soon and how early we have babies, and they're blessings either way. And well, actually, you can't control it.
I'm about to say, oh no.
Well, some people feel like they can or don't want to make those decisions, or whatever the case may be. Where some people feel like, hey, I'm just gonna keep this baby. In your early 20s, it is gonna come with a different level of responsibility that is going to prohibit you from doing all the things your friends are doing. Yeah, and then you're gonna try to do it at 40. You're gonna be the old bitch in the club, and you don't want to do that. If you can avoid it, right? If you can be wise, make the right decisions. All the things. I thought we sound like old aunties giving advice.
But we are.
Another thing I would tell my 20-year-old self is to... God, there's so many things I would tell her. I think the last thing I would tell my 20-year-old self is that I will not always have the level of confidence I have at that time. So, and the fearlessness I had. So I would maybe tell her to hold on to that as long as she could, and to use it to propel her and to start healing earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Earlier. That's it.
You know what? I was going to give a bonus, and my bonus was going to be...
I would have started my healing. I had sprinkled in different things, and it was around 20 that I started being like, I don't know, that religion stuff that I was taught is not resonating with me. I feel like I don't know any super happy people that were raised in the religion that I was raised in, and I just felt like, I started getting that. I had taken a class on religion in college, but I just felt like if I would have jump-started my true healing at a young age, it would have removed a lot of the insecurities and the doubts and the things that held me back from really pursuing my dreams. Yeah. And maybe I would have went further in my music career and further in the things that I was trying to do artistically if I felt better about who I was and if I would have healed some of my trauma earlier.
Absolutely. I think my bonus, because I was going to have a bonus, you already know me. My bonus was going to be is that I would have told my 20-year-old self to fall in love with me first.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Fall in love with me first.
Yeah. I was really confident, but I also was very restrained in a lot of ways. Yes. And I was insecure about things, and I wasn't sure of myself in some ways. It was so interesting to be all those things because I had a blonde mohawk. My sides were shaved. I was I had
you were that girl.
At one point I had shaved my head. I had a brush cut. I was that person on the outside. And I really felt that way a lot on the inside. But then there were just these little things that made me feel like I wasn't enough. I wasn't worthy. Yeah. I couldn't do these things. I couldn't sing this music and people accept it. There were just so many other issues that would come up because of my programming and any trauma that my body remembered that just prevented me from feeling like I could do anything. And if I could tell my 20-year-old self any piece of advice, it's girl, you can do anything you want to do.
Anything at all.
You can do anything you want to do. It could sound like the most bizarre, out of this world thing, and you can do it.
You literally can do it. Planes fly every day, V.
Yeah, you can do any single thing you put your mind to, you put your heart in, and you put 110% of your energy towards. And I think that's what a lot of young people are now they took that and ran with it. 20-somethings now are F this job. Quiet quitting. They're you know what? I'm going to do me. I'm going to figure it out. Yeah. I'm going to find ways to make money that fulfill me and make me happy. Yes. And I know that a lot of young people get a lot of slack and a lot of shit for some of the violence that members of their generation have committed and some of the things that have happened that come from that generation. But I think there's so much to be said about young people in the way that they come in and change the game, in the way that they come in and show us how to say, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not sitting at this job for 10 years and miserable. No, I'm going to find a way to figure out what I like to do so that I can make money from it. Like, I'm going to do that.
That's
so
what I'm gonna do.
I thank you guys for that. And thank, young people and young women, especially, for kind of being like, I'm not dealing with that. Like, I'm being a city girl and I'm going to get to all the things I want to get to, regardless of what anybody says. Like, I love their confidence. I love how they do try new things, how they're traveling the world. Like, oh my God, if I was traveling like these girls seem like they're traveling these days, I just feel like it makes you so well-rounded. It makes you so open-minded. So hats off to the young people out there that are doing the damn thing and really trying and jumpstarting their healing early.
Yes.
I remember when I was in my coaching program, one of my partners in my coaching program was 22 years old.
Could you imagine what, again,
like
what
in a coaching program, to be a wellness coach.
Listen, in a coaching
and
program.
And she was damn good. And she was very in tune. And I was just like, and it was because her mother was like very holistic and raised her in that kind of lifestyle. And it was just like, she was like, yeah, I really want to help people and tell them the things I've learned at 22.
Listen, again, you can do whatever,
Amazing.
However, whenever, if you decide that it is what you are going to do.
Yeah.
And for those who, yes, this episode was letters to our 20-year-old self. However, those who are older, those who are 30 plus, 40 plus, hell, even 50 plus, I want you to remember this. In every decision that you make, ask yourself, A, will this matter in 5 years? And then B, how will I feel about it in 10 years?
Oh my gosh, that's it. I mean, that's literally how I live my life now. Like, I make decisions based on how I'm going to feel about myself in 10 years, assuming that in 10 years, I'll be a better version of myself. And I always think about, how would my highest self feel about this decision that I'm making? And where does my strength lie in the decision that I'm making? Where do I feel the most powerful when I'm making a decision, right? Like, am I making it to appease somebody else? Or am I making this decision for me and my well-being? And hopefully that decision is not negatively impacting others or being detrimental to others' lives, right? Because we talk a lot about all the things that benefit us, but I do think you have to have a little bit of consideration for the people in your life or your community when you're making some of your decisions, because they can have a ripple and domino effect, Absolutely. So I totally agree with that. Making decisions based on, hey, I know I'm going to be better. I know I'm going to be in different rooms. I know I'm going to be around different people. I know I'm going to be finer. Like, how would I feel if I make this decision now? How is that going to impact me down the road? You want to be present, but you need to have somewhat of a plan.
Some vision.
Some vision. I like the word vision better than plan. Some vision for yourself so that you can start creating the life that you want based on the vision that you have for your life.
Absolutely. Listen, this was good. And y'all see, listen, this was only a little taste. These are just a few of the things that we would definitely tell in letters to our 20-year-old self. But we want to hear from you. What would you tell? What is one of the best pieces of advice that you would give to your 20-year-old self? Email us, DM us, do all the things, connect with us, because we want to hear from you. We want to make sure that you are subscribed to Triggered AF, the podcast. You are not getting all the episodes if you are not subscribed. So make sure you are subscribed. And also, we are coming to a city near you to heal through play. Go to triggeredafevents.com to find out about all the events and when we are coming to a city near you. And also, don't forget to visit triggeredafpodcast.com to catch up on all the latest episodes, and also to subscribe to our YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
And go to Triggered AFPC to stay in touch with us on Instagram. On IG, I am at the Dani Bordeaux, BOURDEAU. You can book a wellness session with me for my coaching program at DaniFosterCoaching.com. Where can we stay connected with you? You
can stay connected with me all over Beyonce, Rihanna's, and soon to be Alicia Reese's internet at ALECHIAREESE. Also, if you want to join my tribe and community of folks who are building lives that not only look good, but feel good too, you can join us at tribe.gotvaluenation.com. Stay connected everywhere that we are. We will see you soon.
Yes, and don't forget to share with your mama, share with your friends, share with everybody. This is a short and sweet one, but if there are any young people in your life that are just looking for a little guidance, looking for a little bit of advice from a non-biased source, this is the episode for them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening and for sharing, and we'll see you next time. Bye.